This show is part of the Subculture Podcast Network. For pop culture and entertainment podcasts, go to bio.link/subculturepodnetwork. Prepare to be entertained.
Hello out there, everybody. I am Squirrel. No. How's it going, everybody? This is Rebel Rock Radio, and you are tuning in to episode number 184. I am Steve, and with me is JD. How's it going tonight?
I am not a squirrel.
I don't know about that. I think
I may be squirrely, but I'm not a squirrel.
Okay.
Just so we're
Let's see.
established.
Who do we got in the chat already? We got Matt. How's it going, Matt?
Heck yeah.
We've got JD. Look at there.
Hey. Wait, I know that guy.
We have Steve Spawn. How's it going, Steve?
Steve. Matthew.
And we have CEO Star Wars Non-Toxic Alliance. How's it going?
What's going on?
Woohoo.
Non-toxic alliance, something that is definitely sorely needed in these days.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Man, that reminds me of so yesterday I posted something on social media. Dare I? That was a bad idea. It wasn't Star Wars related. But
well, how dare you, sir? How dare you, sir?
Well, it was about the MCU, and I was talking. I was doing a ranking of the MCU TV shows, and social media. Steve can attest to this one because he chimed in on it as well. But for the most part, like social media came unglued with my rankings.
Uh-oh.
They were horrified at how I ranked it. So
what were you ranking? What were you ranking?
I was ranking the MCU TV shows.
TV shows.
Yeah, the live action TV shows.
Okay.
Like WandaVision, Loki, Falcon Winter Soldier, all those, yeah. And so yeah, it's not just Star Wars that gets all the toxicity. It is. I don't understand why other people don't understand what an opinion is or what a preference is.
Oh, it's not that they don't understand an opinion or a preference. It's that when it countermands their own opinions or interpretation, that's when it's a problem.
Oh yeah,
because you don't agree with them. Now all of a sudden it's an issue or it's a problem.
They were absolutely horrified that WandaVision was not number one on my list.
What was number one? Let me ask that.
The Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I would go with that. I liked WandaVision. WandaVision wasn't bad, but Falcon and Winter Soldier was good. All of
them were fine, but I will say, just for the sake of everybody that is out there, WandaVision was low on my list, but it's just because I preferred others more.
Yeah.
Yeah, people just couldn't wrap that around their head. Like, how could this be so low on the list? Because I like these other ones better. But yeah, same thing with Star Wars. It's just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has their taste, everybody has their own preferences, and it's not that people are necessarily wrong. It's just that people like different things in different ways. And that we've seen it, obviously, people have seen it in Star Wars, people who watch the show, we've discussed it minorly before, because normally we don't really care. We give our opinions because we have our way of thinking. We have we have our preferences. We have the things that we like. Sometimes Steve and I completely agree. Sometimes Steve and I don't agree. But we're not going to get mad at each other, and we're not going to cuss each other because we don't agree with certain things. But it doesn't seem like this day and age. It seems like people have a huge problem with you don't agree with them.
Exactly, Matthew. Yeah. How dare I have an opinion?
How dare you have an opinion expressed in social media where it's literally called social media? Yeah.
Tina, I was talking to Tina and some other folks in the chat room about this, and I'm pretty sure it was Tina. It was like, some people just need to get outside for a while.
I heard the phrase a couple months ago, and I heard it and I love it, and I use it quite often, to be honest with you. It's somebody said these people need to get out and touch grass. And I agree.
Yeah, literally. They need
literally need to go outside and touch grass, because
they really do.
Yeah, because holy crap, God forbid somebody else go, I don't like this, and then somebody else say, but I did like it. Oh, okay. Well, we just agree to disagree. We can't do that anymore.
So, Matthew, I agree halfway. Yeah, right. Just tell them to go lick doorknobs. They probably already do. I agree with your statement halfway. I am excited for the new Daredevil, not necessarily for Punisher, but I am excited about Daredevil.
Now, are they bringing back the actor who played the Punisher?
Yeah, same actor.
Same actor. Okay. Because I liked him in the. I can't have the name escapes me right now, but I liked him in
John Berthal.
Yeah, I liked him in The Walking Dead. He did a really good job, and then I watched some of the Punisher, and I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, saying about the Punisher, as far as him in the role, I had no problem with that. I liked him in the role. Some of the writing in that TV series, I wasn't crazy about.
Right.
But that is coming from a purely, well, I was going to sound redundant, a purely purist mentality toward the Punisher.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say, was that when the Punisher comes to the MCU for real, like Daredevil and the Punisher, I want to see the Punisher.
Yeah.
I want the skull, I want the body armor, I want everything. And I want him multiple guns, just a badass Punisher doing Punisher things.
I had a problem with that Punisher almost from the beginning, because of something that happened when he first showed up in the Daredevil TV series. Like, the first time you see him, he is shooting up a hospital. The Punisher would not be shooting up a hospital. He's not going to risk the lives of innocents.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, aside from all that, okay. So this is Robo Rock Radio, episode number 184. Tonight's topic is Star Wars Shenanigans. We were just talking about this before the show, but this is our sixth iteration of the Shenanigans. Yeah, man, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. The Punisher was one of my growing up. The Punisher. Well, I said growing up. I was kind of nearly already grown up. Well, let's just say in general, the Punisher had always been one of my favorite comic book characters. So I just. Anyway, we've done a bunch of these shenanigan episodes where we basically just talk about whatever the hell we feel like talking about that night. And I think, I'm pretty sure that I said this is our sixth one.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
In any case, so we're going to be talking about some random Star Wars crap. And we do have show and tell coming up. And we also have tunes.
Music.
Let's jump into that. So this first song, you're gonna love the name of this band.
Oh God.
And I don't pick these names of bands or songs or records just because I think they're funny. I'm just playing them because I want to put the music out here. Anyway, this first song comes from a band called the Shitdells.
Oh God.
They are from Nashville, Tennessee. And they just put out an album on the 13th of September called Where's Your Head? And that was released by Big Neck Records. And the song we are going to play from that album is called Electric Cars. Enjoy. Electric Cars. Good stuff. Weird name.
Wonderfully chaotic.
Yes. All right. So, what have you been up to this week? I know you said you were working all weekend, but what?
Mother Nature this weekend decided that we were without rain long enough and decided to dump 3.5 inches of rain over the weekend, and I had to work through most of it. So my weekend was work related for the most part. Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't get a whole lot accomplished over the weekend, and I've got all kinds of things going on this week because we're getting ready for the barbecue at my place. Pig roast, as people may know. We're doing a nice little fall.
I'm not sure what time we're going to get there. It's looking like we're probably not going to get there until around 5, maybe.
Oh, that's okay. It doesn't start till 6, and you can come. And I told people most people are going to be there at 6. But I told people they could come by at any time. It doesn't really matter because I'll be cooking from about, I'd say 10 or 11 o'clock up until it's time to serve, because it takes about 6 to 8 hours to properly cook and smoke both quarters of the rump. So we'll be doing that. And yeah.
I'd be there earlier, but my wife is going to be working at her sister's shop on Saturday, and yeah, so we won't be leaving until probably around. Wait a minute. I may not actually be there till 6.
Yeah, that'd be about the right time.
Because I don't think we're going to leave until about 3. Yeah, I don't know. Cool. Did you watch anything interesting? Go to the theater or anything?
No, like I said, I worked most of the weekend. I didn't hardly have time to sleep from Friday night until Sunday morning. I think I might have gotten 6 hours of sleep.
Ugh.
From Friday morning all the way up until Sunday morning. I think I got 6 hours of sleep at the most. So I really didn't have time to go to the movies. You know, I woke up with a terrible migraine and stuff like that. So, yeah, I really didn't get to watch any shows. Nothing new. And like I said, mostly this week's going to be getting prepped up, getting some things cleaned up around the house, getting prepped up for the barbecue on Saturday. I've told a lot of people at work, and everybody's pretty excited because the last time I cooked whole half a pig and did it the same way, except this time I'm going to do it with a little bit more intense flavor profile. And so far, everybody that I've told who didn't already have plans is like, hell yeah, I'll be there. So I'm under some pressure. I got to make the pig work.
Smirking Bear.
Hey, Smirking Bear.
Might be.
Yeah, and Smirking Bear, it's not working out. It's definitely not working out. There's a reason. There's mostly gray in this beard, and it's for stuff like that. So, I'm just saying that takes a toll on you. I mean, I'm not.
I think. Well, the gray comes from children. Remember?
Oh, and I have a 22-year-old daughter. So for any dude who has a 22-year-old daughter, they know that the gray is premature because of the daughter.
I have 3 kids, and the youngest is 18. So my oldest, I have to math because I know when they were born. I can't remember how old they are. They're 26. So.
Mm-hmm. What about you? I'm sure your weekend was much more pleasant than mine.
So Thursday, I went to the theater and saw Transformers 1.
How was that?
It was good. When I first saw the trailer for that, way back when, I was like, nah, that does not appeal to me. And then another trailer hit, and I don't know if it was the official or the final or whatever, but another trailer hit, and I'm like, actually, that does look kind of interesting. I think I'm going to check that out. So I did, and I think Steve saw it as well this weekend. But yeah, I really liked it. I liked it a lot, actually.
I wouldn't mind seeing it because I saw that a lot of the voice actors are a lot of famous actors, including Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson's in it, and there's quite a few big actors that are playing the voices of the Transformers. Which Chris Hemsworth kind of, it's interesting. I like Chris Hemsworth. No shade on him, but you can't beat the original voice of Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
I mean, when he came,
it kind of threw me off a little bit just because the voice didn't sound like Optimus Prime.
Yeah,
but he did a pretty good job. Steve Buscemi had a voice role in it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't remember all of the. There was a bunch of famous actors that did voiceovers for all of the characters. And I'll be honest with you, I can't remember even all of them. I mean, Chris Hemsworth and Scarlett Johansson was the ones that stuck out to me the most.
Yeah.
And that was great.
Same, Steve. Yeah, I was definitely surprised at how good it was. And according to something that I read recently, depending on how much money it makes, they are planning to do a trilogy.
Huh.
So yeah, it was good. So that was Thursday, and then also on Thursday, I watched the first episode of The Penguin.
How was that?
Also good. Not great, but I like where they're going. Looking forward to seeing where it's going to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The first like five, I want to say 5 minutes, but it was probably closer to 10. I can't remember, but it was very quick in the first episode. Something happens and you're just like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming. All right then. So that's what's going to happen. Let's see. We got some gray hair talk in the chat room again.
Blaming the students for the gray hair. I can see that if you're a teacher.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Other than that, I tried to do some more watching of the Rebels. I did a lot of comic book reading.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to do a little bit more reading on the one audio book I am still listening to. Mm-hmm. I do need to hurry up and get that finished because oh crap, I've only got 1 day left on my let me go ahead and renew it because I'm not going to finish it in 1 day. I've been reading A New Dawn or listening to the audiobook rather of A New Dawn by John Jackson Miller. It's like a prequel to Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
No, I will not take that trade, Bear. Thank you very much. I've been there, done that, all done. Bought the t-shirt. Ain't gonna happen.
Well, I take it, Steve, since you're saying your university books, I'm taking it you're still in school. So, what subject are we talking about?
Yeah, that's another subject? Depending on what university books they are, still probably unlikely that I'm going to trade.
I doubt very much there's a 4-year master's or PhD in Star Wars or Marvel Comics. So
a friend of mine he did a degree down here at actually at University of Oklahoma, where they basically, other than like the core requirements that every degree has, they basically let him create his own degree. So he took a bunch of comic book related classes. He took a movie class. He took comic book classes. It's crazy. I was like, wait a minute, degree.
Wait a minute. They actually have classes that are comic book classes?
Yeah. He will talk about some of the classes he's taken, and I'm like, where were these classes when I was going to college?
I don't know what OU's tuition is. Okay, I have no idea, so I'm just going to throw this out there. But let's say $15,000 to $20,000 a year to go read comic books, to get a degree in comic books. Wow.
Well, the thing is, he just needed a degree. It didn't matter what he was doing. But now he's still going to OU, but he's in grad school, and he's going to get. I don't remember what the graduate degree is that he's taking. So, but he works at a library. So his master's degree has something to do with library science.
Probably literally, yeah. So Smirking Bear says anthropology and Spanish language books. 3 anthropology and a Spanish language book.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
if you'd have caught me,
maybe the anthropology, but still, I wouldn't trade them for my comic books.
now if you'd have caught me when I was still in the military and I was doing my college courses while I was in the military, I would have traded you the Spanish language book because I was doing pretty good.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade you for the Spanish language. Now, speaking of school, I actually am going back to school, sort of. I'm not going to get a degree, and I'm not going to like graduate school or anything like that. I'm going back to school to get a certificate. The program that I am going into is I don't remember how many weeks it is. I want to say it's like 6 weeks. It's a 6-week certificate program, and
what's it over?
Project management.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, project management is the field that my wife is in, and she makes like over double what I do. I mean, it's like a lot.
Scroll talk about university.
Yeah, pretty much. But the school, the program doesn't start until November 4th, so I've got some time to goof off for a while. Squirrel talk about university. Yeah. No, my degree was very, very odd. Like when I originally went to school or went to college, straight out of high school, eons ago, I was actually going for political science. And then I dropped out, joined the military, did a bunch of crazy stuff, and ended up going back to school until, 2017, 2016, somewhere around there. And I got a degree in organizational leadership, which is basically a useless degree. But it's like a communication / business degree. It was useless. But it's a degree, so that's all I cared about.
My degree that I was going for wasn't useless at the time because I actually had ambitions for such a thing. But whilst I was in the military, they actually paid for 70% of my college, and I was getting the GI Bill at the same time. So I actually went for criminal justice and emergency medicine because at one time I was a certified EMT, and I also was going for criminal justice because I wanted to be a police officer. Now I'm a lineman for the power company.
There you go.
So basically, it doesn't. I mean, yeah. I mean, it comes in handy every so often, but I mean, really, it's nothing.
So yeah, that was all I did over the week.
Nice.
We do some shout outs.
Yeah.
We've got this little thing called a Patreon. And it helps us pay for StreamYard.
Which the prices went up.
Which the prices just went up. Yeah. More than doubled, actually. Crazy. Makes no sense at all. They're not giving us double the experience or double the features. They're just doubling the price. Salacious Rum, how's it going, man?
Hey, Salacious Rum. You need to read all that, by the way, Steve.
Bob finds it hard to watch this live stream because it is a constant reminder that he is average in every way. There are men, and there is Steve-O, a titan, a legend, a sexual tyrannosaurus, if you will. Oh, boy. Okay.
Salacious, I swear it's not a party till you're right, buddy, in the chat.
Good to have you in the show.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we've got this Patreon. Helps us pay our StreamYard bill. and we average Bob. What?
Average Bob. Hashtag average Bob.
Okay, gotcha. Anyway, so it's $2 a month. A month, not a day, a month. I say that because a lot of people out there buy their coffee every day, and I can guarantee you that it's more.
It's more expensive. I guarantee you, my pumpkin.
What I'm trying to get at is $2 a month is not really going to hit your pocketbook so much. Now, what do you get for that $2 a month? You get bonus content. And there is some bonus content out there, which we're actually going to talk about here in a few minutes. And then you also get this handy dandy shout out on each of our live streams. And that's what we're going to do here. So here is the current patron crew. So thank you, Dave Brown, who we were just talking about. Thank you, Kelly and Chris. Thank you, Justin Hensley. Thank you, Charlie Kirby. Thank you, Chantel. Thank you, Matthew. He is in the chat. Mm-hmm. And thank you, Steve, who is also
in the chat.
So thanks to all of you who are helping us pay our bills. And so bonus content. We really should be doing more than we are actually doing, but we're getting there.
We're getting there.
It's been a busy summer.
It's been a hell of a busy summer.
Yeah. And so one of the things we've been doing is we have this Star Wars tabletop RPG game that I am running, and JD is part of the group, and I've got 3 others that are part of the crew, and we play this game online and we record it, and we've only had 1 session so far. Well, we had a 0 session, and then we had our first session a couple weeks ago. Both of those episodes are on our Patreon. So if you are interested in watching some folks play the Star Wars RPG, it is on our Patreon, and it's only $2 a month, included with all the other bonus content. And we have another session coming up this Thursday. So we're going to play this Thursday, and we're going to record that one as well. And you get to see us play Star Wars. It's a lot of fun.
Imagine a hill. Steve stands at the top of the hill, and there's 4 of us who are running down the hill playing this game. Okay, and then you see me being one of the 4 people. Those people are running gracefully down the hill because they've played tabletop games before. And then there's me who stumbles, trips over the first log, and smashes his face on every subsequent obstacle on the way down, but I'm still hanging with the rest of them.
That is true.
That would be me trying to play
hang with the others.
That would be me trying to play tabletop games because I've never done it before in my life up until this point.
You did fine.
No.
No. You need to learn the dice. That's the only thing. You just need to learn the dice.
That's true. I have the book, and I've been trying to study, and my goal was to study this weekend.
You know what? Okay. I'm going to forget, so I'm actually going to do it right now. I'm going to send you this thing on what the dice mean.
Yeah. So I don't understand the dice. For people who don't know, I don't understand the dice. Yeah, this is my first crack at it, and I have the Apple app that goes with the subsequent Star Wars game. So when I roll, when you watch this on Patreon, just a little bit of a spoiler. When you watch it on Patreon, I actually have to hold my phone up to the screen so that way Steve can interpret what my role was, because I have no idea.
Okay.
So now Steve is going to send me a cheat sheet so that way I can get a better idea of what's going on.
Okay. So that is a link. It's not necessarily a cheat sheet, but there might be a cheat sheet on that page.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. No, you gotta kind of scroll down on that page, but it is there. It is there. Anyway, so yeah, the game was fun. Everybody had a lot of fun, and
a lot of good laughs, a lot of Easter, a lot of good laughs at my expense, a lot of Easter eggs. Because for those of you who don't know or haven't gotten the pilot or haven't gotten to watch it yet, and who haven't got a chance to see what's going on, I play a pilot / smuggler,
and you call that piloting.
And what happened at the very beginning, which I still will protest is not my fault, caused me to have an accident with my very precious vessel. And they're blaming me because, when you indulge in a little extracurricular activity, sometimes people just like to blame you for everything. And that's all I'm going to say. If you want to know what I'm talking about, you got to go onto the Patreon and you got to find out.
You really should go watch the
first episode.
The first episode. It was
actual episode.
And it took them pretty much the entire session to finally find a town. And not that was any of their fault. It was that's how it was written. But anyway, so yeah, check out the Star Wars RPG on our Patreon. You can find that by going to, actually just go here. Just go to bio.link/Rebel Rock Radio. And there is a link to our Patreon there. So just use that link. Spencer! How's it going, man? But yeah, so yeah, the link to the Patreon, as well as a link to where you can get merchandise, is on there. Cool stuff. You know what? We need to play another song. And then we are going to have some more show and tell time. Some more. Well, we're going to have some show and tell time.
We're going to have some show and tell time.
Oh, you're not going to stick around, man? Come on. You just got home from a long day and didn't get much sleep, ready for bed.
Well, let us talk you to sleep, buddy. That's what we're here for.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. No, that's not what I mean. No. Bad, JD.
Okay.
No beer.
This song comes to us from a band based out of Chicago, Illinois. They are called Wrong War. And earlier this month, on September 6th, they released a split. And if you don't know what a split is, it just means that it's two different bands that recorded an album together. Most of the time, it's not an album. It's just like 2 or 3 songs. So this comes from the Wrong War Compulsion split. And the song from that split we're going to play is called... Oh, shit. It's not called Oh, shit.
I hope not.
Crap. What is the name of the damn song? Comfort or Aid. I thought I had that written down wrong. I was like, that can't be it. No, it is called Comfort or Aid. So here is Comfort or Aid by Wrong War.
Out of your head!
All right. That was wrong. War with comfort or aid from Chicago, Illinois. I like Chicago.
I like Chicago, but what
Not the
hell?
band. I mean the city.
What the hell was that? that was more. Hey, we had a bunch of feedback on the on tape, so we decided.
Oh,
to put
that
it in the
sounded
song.
great.
Yeah. Okay. Remember what I was talking about earlier about me and Steve sometimes don't agree with things? This would be one of those times.
Well, you're also an OU fan, so you know.
I'm what?
Aren't you also an OU fan?
No, actually, my girlfriend is.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you had to be a fan because she is, but apparently not.
JD needs his beer. Do not accept it, JD. Yeah, I wouldn't believe that either.
Yeah, I'm actually not
Cheers.
drinking coffee right now. It is time for some show and tell. Show and tell time. Show and tell time. Yeah, that's the music you get for show and tell.
One of these days we'll come up with a track.
Go first.
Go ahead. I'll let you go first. I went first last time.
So, this is something. It's not something new. I got this for Christmas last year, and not only have I not displayed it, I have not taken it out of the box. Like, I haven't even opened the box. And although I have said in the past multiple times I don't own a lightsaber, I don't. But technically, I guess you could consider this a lightsaber. But it is a Star Wars replica lightsaber. Basically, it's a lamp.
Basically, it's a corner lamp.
Yeah, it's a
That's
lamp.
awesome. That's awesome.
Well, it's cool. I got it for Christmas last year, and I still haven't taken it out of the box. It says, I love this right here. It says, "This is not a toy."
That means you're not allowed to take a corner lamp, and you're not allowed to beat the crap out of people with it.
And it not only so it is specifically the Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, eventually I need to do something with this, but for now it's just been nearly a year and it's still in the box.
That's definitely one of those things, at least as a collector, from my standpoint, that would be definitely something you want to take out of the box, because sometimes toys and like rare collectibles, yeah, see, you need a knife. The rare collectibles, I can see some people keeping them in boxes, because I have things that I've kept in boxes because they're going to be rare and I already know they're rare. So I have not taken them out of the boxes, but a lot of stuff I've been taking out of the boxes because it just seems a shame to leave it in the box where you can't actually enjoy it. And that would be something cool to have in the corner, especially in your office there, where you'd be able to put it up as a lamp.
Really
no pressure. No pressure, Steve. I'm not trying to pressure you, buddy.
No, that's okay. I'm trying to figure out why my knife is attached to my keychain. Anyway. This is not a toy and not intended for use as a nightlight. What the fuck is it?
Well, then it's a light. What the hell?
Okay. All right, so here is the... Oh, man. See, if that didn't have a wire to it, that would...
If it was like rechargeable?
Hang on. Okay, so you got the lightsaber hilt here, but it's attached to the stand, so... How do I get it in there? Are there instructions? Shoot, there are no instructions.
Uh-oh.
How the hell do I get that in there?
This is the fun part of show and tell, everybody. We get to figure out how our new gadgets and gadgets and things
work.
Goes
on pretty easily. You just stick it in there. That
It's a confused lightsaber.
that looks unfortunate.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, really, everything is pretty simple except for how to get this wire. I don't know. And there's no instructions.
Positioning, Steve, positioning. Spencer says.
Oh, wait a minute. Here we go.
Instructions. Destructions. Well, I'll tell you what. While you're setting yours up, I'll go through mine so that way you can get it set up. How about that?
This light is not to be used by a child under the age of 14 years.
Oh, goodness. You want to set yours up and I'll show you mine?
See, this is not telling me how to get that wire down in there.
Smirking bear. That's a very provocative looking lightsaber. LOL, you sure it's not a toy? Well.
Yeah, I agree. So what do I just stick it down on there?
I mean, they give you suggestions on what you're supposed to do with them. What you do beyond that is your decision and at your own risk.
This wire. It's not telling me what to do with this wire. This wire is like.
Can you pull it through?
No, there's no way to pull it through. What the fuck, man?
See, for all you in the chat, this is why I've started pre-opening all my stuff to show it to you.
I got it.
Ah, voila.
Okay. So there's that. And then here is that unfortunate looking bulb.
Where's Tina? Tina would have all kinds of comments right now. Where is Tina?
Tina needs to be in here to talk about this.
Unfortunate looking Star Wars toy.
It really is.
Not a toy. It's not a toy.
And now we know why.
Because it's incredibly hard to put them together.
Okay. Well, go ahead and show your thingy off while I finish.
While you figure out your thingy.
Yeah, you do your thingy while I figure.
You do your thingy while I figure out my thingy. I got you. Okay, so a little bit of backstory on this. I saw a life-size version of one of these at the very first Star Wars celebration that I went to in 2017 in Orlando, Florida. I did not know that these existed as toys. And I found it the other day I was looking through some eBay stuff, and I've ordered a few things through eBay. And I did not know this existed as a actual toy. And the reason why I didn't know and the reason why I didn't see it was because this was actually a 30th anniversary edition pre-Disney. So when I found it on eBay the other day, it was actually a very reasonable price, and I had to pick one up because I've expressed before that one of my favorite ships in Star Wars was the Rogue Shadow from Force Unleashed, but my second favorite vessels in Star Wars, and the only reason it doesn't take number one is because they don't have their independent lightspeed drive. But my second favorite vehicle in Star Wars is the Jedi Starfighter. Well, what I didn't know is outside of the traditional, what are you laughing at?
Chat.
Show and share your thingy.
Show and share your thingy.
We're all hashtag show your thingy. I got you.
Show and share your thingy.
Show and share your thingy. Okay, so anyway, I didn't know. I love the Jedi Starfighters. I loved Obi-Wan Kenobi's. I loved Anakin's, the red and the yellow, and I loved the ones that they made up for the different Jedi and stuff like that. But what I didn't know is that this one was actually a toy. So what I have to show you is the Sith Darth Vader Starfighter, which is the redo of the Jedi Starfighter, but it's Darth Vader's Starfighter, and this is a 30th anniversary toy from Hasbro.
Very cool.
So, and like I said, I'm getting to the point now where I have to take everything out of the box, make sure it's charged, make sure it works. So I took mine out of the box and wanted to show it to everybody. Now, the cool part is this thing actually has firing cannons, which that's kind of cool, that kind of thing. So, and that kind of thing. So that's kind of cool. And the canopy actually opens up. Let me see if I can get it to open up here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, the canopy actually opens up and reveals the interior. Now, what I didn't know is I didn't know there was a Darth Vader. There was no Darth Vader figure that goes along with it, which I will probably have to buy because I can't very well have a Darth Vader Starfighter and not actually have Darth Vader in it. And I hope I didn't just break this thing. There we go. Okay, got it. Put it back. Okay, and the other part that I liked about these little starfighters is pretty cool. Is I don't know why this happens either, but the droid will separate, and now it has a little hole in there, so that's kind of cool. But the other part that I like about these two is
JD, you broke your thingy.
I did break my thingy. I thought I broke my thingy. I've actually got it back together. Everything is good to go. But the other part that I like is, come on, get open. There we go. Is the wings actually fold open, and you get that effect, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, Darth Vader's Sith Starfighter from the 30th anniversary Hasbro collection. Very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to light up my thingy.
Yeah, I was talking to my thingy. The thingy was not cooperating with me, so I was, yeah.
All right. Here's my unfortunate looking
and very suggestive thingy, I might add.
Yep. Now what the hell? Now it won't turn on. Oh, there we go.
Ah, the thingy is on.
The thingy is lit. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to find a place for this.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I didn't know this existed either, Spencer. I didn't know that this was actually that there was actually one of them. Like I said, when I saw the live version of it, I didn't know that there was actually a toy version of this. And I also found out the other day that the Jazzwares collection that I get every so often that I show you folks here on the channel, there's also one of those available in that as well, and I am going to vehemently look for that because I want to do it.
That was done on purpose, Bear.
We have to find good spots for your thingy. I mean, you just have to.
Tina's missing some classic material here.
Oh God, the chat would be lit up if everybody, including Tina. Oh God. I will have to tell you though, real quick, is that I'm hoping that pretty quick it comes. We get a shipping notification on it because I did order a year ago the HasLab Ghost, which is the huge HasLab Ghost, and since we're going to be doing the Rebels episodes and it's supposed to be shipping anytime. When it comes in and we do our Rebels episodes, that might be a full episode of just showing everybody the Ghost when it comes in. Oh God.
Man, Tina is really missing out.
Yeah. Spencer says I need to do a special unboxing video for the Ghost. Might have to do that. We might have to do just a special episode just to show you the Ghost when it comes out, because I actually bought extra parts for it too, because Chopper and Sabine were not available characters for the Ghost, and I bought them to specifically go with the ship. So
Patreon exclusive. Patreon exclusive. Heck yeah.
heck yeah.
Okay. All right. We're done playing with our thingies.
We're done playing with the thingies. I have to say on a comment real quick, talking about our thingies and the stuff that we show you on this show. I have to say that I'm kind of disappointed with Sideshow right now, because I have a bunch of stuff ordered from Sideshow, and I had 2 things that were supposed to come in. And I'm a little disappointed because
that would not be on our Patreon.
Oh God,
that would have to be on OnlyFans.
I would not get any money for that, so I'm not doing that. But yeah, I've got like a couple things coming from Sideshow that I was supposed to finish up a diorama that I was going to make, and they've delayed like 3 things that I bought. And the funny thing is they sent me a coupon to buy more stuff, and I sent them back an email and I said, why would I buy more stuff when everything that I've ordered from you folks has been delayed every time? And I'm like, I'm not going to buy more stuff from you until you can start getting your stuff on time.
Yeah, Spencer, nobody wants to see that.
That's scary.
You know, it just dawned on me.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why it just dawned on me, but when we start these shows, we should do some sort of disclaimer. You know?
Because the conversations may or may not go completely off the rails and be a little weird.
That's actually not what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is, you know, I just wonder how many people like pull this up because their kids like Star Wars, and they're like, oh, let's watch this Star Wars show, and then they get us, and it's like, turn it off, Marge. These guys are disgusting.
Hey, the only thing we were talking about is thingies. We've not been specific about the thingies. We've just been talking about thingies. And we have thingies. We have thingies.
We have thingies.
We have thingies. We have ships and thingies and stuff that we play with, and we're grown adults, but we play with toys. I mean, we have thingies.
Maybe we should put like a parental advisory sticker.
Thingies.
Or something. I don't know.
And we didn't bring it up. Somebody in the chat did.
Well, yeah, I guess. It doesn't, I mean, it doesn't help that we kind of
egg it on.
Yeah. We contribute to the
What? We would never egg anything on like that. We don't do that kind of thing.
I think we do.
Okay, fine. I was in denial, but okay.
Yeah, you can be in denial all you want, but yeah, maybe a.
Oh, Spencer says we definitely encourage you. I think not, sir.
You know, JD, I think I'm probably going to have to agree with Spencer on this one.
What? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention then.
Of course you weren't.
First stage of grief is denial, JD.
Oh boy.
I thought sarcasm was. Don't we have another song to play? I mean, when you go to a song.
We do, but are we done? Are we done with show and tell?
We're done with show and tell.
All done. We're all done showing our thingies.
We're done showing our we're done showing our thingies. Let's go to the next song.
Okay, let's play a song.
I did see us.
And then we can talk about a bunch of other random stuff because we really have no.
Get your questions, comments, and suggestions in the chat, people.
Yeah, this is going to be a squirrel episode for real.
Mm-hmm. For real.
Okay, so this next song, the last one of the evening, is from the Bad Ups. Not sure where that name came from. They are from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Home of the Eagles, if you're into that sort of thing. They have an album coming out on September 27th that is being released via Jumpstart Records. And the song we are playing on or from that album is Better Than You. We are better than you.
I know I've made all of the mistakes I claimed I'd never. Whatever happened to the good kid? You know I hate to be reminded of him. Everybody has the same things, and everybody gets the same answer from me. If you don't want to love me, then I want to go home. If you don't know how to trust me, I guess we're already done. I know I've played all of the games that you hate, but so what? Whatever happened to your best friend? Whatever happened to I'll be here for you? Everybody tells the same lies, and everybody gets the same answer from me. If you don't want to love me, then I want to go home. If you don't know how to trust me, I guess we're already done. If you don't want to be here, then I'll never come home. I haven't learned how to love me. I'm no better than you. If you don't want to love me, then I want to go home. Yeah, I want to go home. I am no better than you. I am no better than you. I am no better than you. I am no better than you.
And when you find that out, you laugh yourself silly. That's the great discovery.
That is the great discovery. We are not better than you, is the point of that song, I think. All right, so if you're just tuning in, thank goodness.
God, we're happy you're
This
here.
is Rebel Rock Radio.
Holy crap.
This is episode number 184. And tonight's topic. Yes, Bear. He hit the nail on the head. Today's topic is we're all degenerates in the end. Hey, Big Red.
Hey, Big Red. One of my Daisy teammates.
Aw.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, he came in at the perfect time because
You missed a lot of other thingies and stuff, and yeah.
you missed us playing with our thingies.
We missed us playing with her. I'm telling the Irish.
Telling the Irish.
I'm telling the Irish. Those are some more.
They won this week, this weekend, or this past weekend, rather.
He's talking about some of the Irish guys that were playing
Okay,
that I'm teammates with.
the Irish football team.
Ah.
They played Miami, Ohio, so take that for what it is. They didn't play a real team.
Missed out on the thingy action.
Yeah. Oh, you lost.
Don't say that. My girlfriend could be listening. Steve.
It's all right. They lost. That's right, Spencer. I was waving it all around.
God.
You missed out on the thingy action.
Didn't we have a topic? I think we had. No, we don't really have a topic.
Did we though?
No,
come on.
no, come on. What the hell?
No, really, we didn't have a set topic. We're just going to talk about Star Wars in general, just random Star Wars nonsense. I did want to say somebody was talking about it in the chat room earlier before we started talking about our thingies. Skeleton Crew is what, like 2-ish months away?
I'm excited.
And,
I'm excited. The more I hear about it, the more I see about it. I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun, especially with them saying it's a Star Wars version of Goonies, which I love the Goonies.
mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, squirrel topic for a minute. We got a pseudo announcement that they will be making a sequel to this
I
Goonies.
heard that was just a rumor.
Yeah. Like I said, that's why I say I guess pseudo announcement's probably not even the right way to say it. There was supposedly a rumor going around that they're redoing it. I've not heard anything official. I wish they kind of would. That'd be kind of cool. But then again, I'm also kind of tired of reboots. I'm tired of sequels that happened 30 years ago, and that kind of thing. But no, the Skeleton Crew. I'm excited. I want to see it. Jude Law. I like Jude Law. He's going to be good, and these kids going on this adventure. It's going to be a fun little something to bring young kids in as new Star Wars fans. So I think that's a great thing.
Definitely.
So yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to give us another aspect of Star Wars.
What is the actual release date? I don't.
Isn't it
I'm trying to find
first
it here.
end of November, 1st of December? I think,
Have they released an actual? No, okay. There is an actual release date, December 3rd.
December 3rd. Okay, yeah, I thought it was early December.
Yeah, first episode, and they've only announced the first episode, so I'm guessing this is going to be episodic instead of just throwing it all up there at once.
All I'm going to say to that, as far as our shenanigans part of it, is enjoy it while you can, people, because I have a feeling that we are going to, for a little while at least, I think we're going to start seeing. I think we're going to start seeing less and less. Let's just say that.
Less and less what? Star Wars?
I think we're going to see less and less content come out. I mean, I know we've got Ahsoka 2 has been announced. I know Andor. I think Andor is filming.
Pre-production or post-production.
Yeah. So we got Ahsoka 2 is going to be coming out. We got Andor season 2. And the Mandalorian Grogu movie is going to be coming. The new Rey movie is coming. I know that, but I have a feeling we're going to be good for a couple of years as far as content is concerned. But I think after the Acolyte situation, I think we're going to start seeing a decline. I hate to say it. So enjoy it while you can.
We want people to stay.
Oh, I know we want people to stay. I definitely want people to stay. But unfortunately, if you're not unfamiliar with social media, you understand that a lot of the behind the scenes things with the fandom that's going on with the Acolyte and things like that. I really do. I have a bad feeling that we're going to start seeing limited content. I think we're going to start seeing less and less content.
Yeah. So yeah, Bear said, I agree. It does look like it's going to be fun.
100%. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I keep seeing these posts about how Jude Law is going to be a quote unquote different type of Jedi. Interested in knowing what they are talking about.
Yeah. Well, and I've heard that because in the trailer he uses the Force to move something. So I'm interested to see in exactly what and what I've
done before.
Yeah, and the speculation that I've heard too is that Like, I've always wanted to see like a Jedi turned gunfighter type situation that could use the Force to manipulate, like do gun battles and things like that. Kind of, you know what I'm saying? Kind of use the Force he doesn't use a lightsaber, he uses guns at the same time. So more of a hyper like Wild West type figure, which I think would be interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping, because I've seen a couple production shots where he's actually carrying a gun in the cross draw configuration where he'd be able to, draw and shoot fast. So I'm kind of be interested to see if that's the case. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool to see that. But like you said, I like Jude Law. I think Jude Law is a good actor. I despite the reception that it got, I still think he did a great job as the younger Dumbledore in the Fantastic Beasts series. I've liked a lot of other movies that he's been in. So yeah, I think he's a good actor. So I think he'll do great in that respect. So that'll draw a lot of people in, I think, just because it's Jude Law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that show. I think it'll be good. Totally unrelated to what we're talking about. Total squirrel moment here. JD, are you a fan of the band the Deftones?
I know who they are. Yes.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is I meant to jump over to Twitter to find out. We're on Twitter live, so I want to jump on and see if anybody is listening or watching. And I accidentally hit Threads instead. And the first thing that popped up was this, and it kind of tickled my funny bone. Somebody posted this. I was like, you know what? Deftones sounds like a band that JD would like. Okay, so yeah, Skeleton Crew. What's a Twitter? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care
Something.
What they're calling it.
Something.
I saw a rumor somewhere. There's somebody that wants to buy it from Elon Musk, which I would be perfectly fine with. But
I actually was about to, I'll be honest with you, I was about to delete Twix, which is what we call it, Twix. I was about to delete Twix because I was constantly posting Star Wars content, and it was getting to the point where the cesspool and the degeneracy that was going on in the thing, because it was getting pretty ugly. And I was about to delete it until about a year ago when we started working together and I was co-hosting with you. I was about to delete it, to be honest with you, because it was just a cesspool of just ignorance, in my opinion. And I wasn't going either way as far as like political or anything like that. I try to stay away from that.
Yeah. Isaac.
Hey, Isaac.
Actually, that does.
The only
no, go ahead.
The only reason I kept it is because I was trying to promote like this and other Star Wars works and things like that. But I was really on the fringe of doing it, and then the only reason I even came back to it was because I was trying to do things like defend the Acolyte and promote it and things like that. Tina, now you show up. After the thingies have disappeared and we put the thingies up and the thingy discussions are over, now you show up.
You missed us playing with our thingies.
You may not even be fashionably late.
Oh, man.
Dang it.
Missed us playing with our thingies. No, it's interesting you'd mentioned what you just mentioned, because that reminded me of something. Yes, Tina, you missed the thingy play. We've got some milestones coming up on the show. One of which is is what you reminded me of. Is we are coming up on 1 year of you being on this show.
Mm.
The first show that you were just a guest at the time, but it was on October 17th, and that was when we were doing our 5 years later retrospective on Star Wars on Solo. And then the next episode, well, it wasn't even the next week. There was actually a couple of weeks in between episodes. Why did I do that? That was weird. That's weird. Because it was October 17th, and then the next episode wasn't until November 7th. Is that 1 week? That can't be 1 week. Anyway, we did our infamous "Did Disney Ruin Star Wars" episode.
Which almost a year later, if you haven't got a chance to see that, go back and watch that episode, because myself, Steve, and Lloyd from Angry Tasty Cakes actually had a very good, comprehensive, and decent, I think, conversation about the whole thing. And this is all we had the conversation pre-Acolyte too. So if you haven't got a chance to see that episode, you should really go back and rewatch it. It's very good.
Yeah, but that was a good episode. So that was about time. So it's been almost 1 year since you had joined this fun-filled and odd.
Spencer has a different take on why I'm still here, though. You have to put that up.
He just kind of came and never left. Guessing he couldn't find the door out, so he just stayed.
I just stayed. Yeah, I got stuck here.
That was probably it. On top of that, being that this is 184, we are coming up on episode number 200. 16 episodes away from episode 200. So that's going to be coming up probably sometime in January. But the other milestone is in November. November 17th is the... Shit, I got to do math. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Goddamn math.
Everybody pause.
5 year anniversary of the show first hitting the is it airwaves? I don't think it's airwaves.
The digital waves.
The digital waves, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it will have been 5 years since we've been doing the show. Crazy.
I honestly can't believe it's been a year since I've been doing it with you.
Yeah, I can't either.
Yeah, that's weird. No, that's weird.
You know what? It just dawned on me. You don't actually have the password to Twitter. You could have been doing all kinds of promoting aside from what I do. And wait, who's sharing their cornbread?
Wait, what?
I ain't sharing my cornbread. What the?
What the hell?
Ain't nobody getting my cornbread.
Sure, corporate. Tina, if you were only here earlier for the thingy discussion. And somehow thingy discussion devolved into, and I say devolved into P. Diddy discussions. We'll let you people talk amongst yourselves on that one.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about P. Diddy.
We don't want the
name alone. Yeah. Damn it! I had a freaking Star Wars topic I wanted to talk about.
We were going to talk about general Star Wars topics.
Yeah, I had something I was going to mention. Oh! I remember what it was. We are just a couple of weeks away. Here, what is today's date? 24th. Yeah, we're just a couple of weeks away from the premiere of the Ewoks comic book.
Nice.
October 9th is when episode. We're still on TV.
We're still on TV shows.
Of the Ewok comic book comes out on October 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I actually kind of looking forward to that.
Mhm.
You don't read a lot of comic books, do you?
No, I've been thinking about getting into them, but the problem is knowing where to start and how to work my way into it because I don't want to. What is it? The 2000 and what did they say? There was a conclusion to the 2000 and is it 2019 run of Star Wars comics from Marvel that was getting ready to come to an end.
Yeah, they're that in the Darth Vader comic book. The Darth Vader comic book ended at number 50, and the Star Wars comic book written by Charles Soule is ending at number 50. Did that already come out? I don't
think so.
I don't remember if that one came out.
No,
yet.
I did pre-order, which I'm gonna once I get it, I'm gonna show it to everybody. I need to look up my Amazon account to see when it comes in. But I did order the graphic novel from Amazon of the Phantom Menace. And I'm really hoping that that's something they do with like all of the movies. That would be freaking cool because the cover art alone looks amazing.
So yeah, I'm going to show you.
Spencer says he thinks that Star Wars 2019 run already finished, or he thinks it already came out.
I think it did. Let me. Where's it at? I know that the Darth Vader comic book is done because I just finished. I got that one. I think last week. Star Wars number 50 hit on September 11th. I have not read it because I am behind on that particular Star Wars comic book, but I'm working on getting caught up. But
I need to actually, I read part of it in 2019 when it came out, but I wasn't really like dedicated to it. I need to pick it all up again, read the whole thing, and then read the conclusion of it to see what exactly happened.
So check this out. This one comes out on where's the date? Fuck. It's got to come out on a Wednesday, so it would be October 2nd when this one comes out. And if I could get this freaking present to work. There we go. So it is the first issue of Star Wars, The Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising. So this is the new series, comic book series that is starting up. And as you can see, it takes place after Return of the Jedi. We are getting this comic book starting October 2nd. So that'd be a good place to start.
I need to. What I probably need to do is probably pick somebody's brain on where would be a good one because I've and I'll have to do it off.
I just told you.
I know, but there's a specific run that I was looking for, and the one that I was looking for was the one where somebody mysteriously catches the Graflex lightsaber at Cloud City and then does something with it, but I don't think that was ever concluded, at least not that I'm aware of. So I'd like to see what series that is.
Hey, Gannon 136. Welcome to. Good timing for you to show up tonight.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I agree, Steve. Completely. Then he better read digital comics because he doesn't have a room.
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely going to be downloading it on my iPad. Unless it comes out with a graphic novel, then I'll have to make some room on my shelf somewhere.
Yeah, I would suggest Comixology.
One of these days, on that topic for a second there, Steve, in the chat. One of these days, as a possible Patreon exclusive, we are going to do, or I'm going to try to talk the girlfriend into filming while I do a tour of my entire collection, and I'll probably send it to Steve to edit so he can kind of put it together for me, and we'll do it as a Patreon exclusive, and it will be A lengthy one. Let's just say that. It'll be a lengthy one.
On what now?
My collection.
Oh, your toy collection?
Yeah, my toy collection. Toy. It is not toys. It is
Come on, man,
collectibles.
toys.
It is collectibles.
Okay.
1 year later, JD has 2 shelves full of hardcover comics books. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have to do that S word that I've been talking about that I don't really want to do, which is sell things. I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do that.
So this series right here is about to end. They've only got 1 issue left. Share screen. There we go. Star Wars Inquisitors. It was a 4-issue series, and 3 of them have already come out. So that is it's pretty interesting. I like it, but I'm also a Star Wars nerd. So
Steve in the chat says so weekly episodes. I could pick a wall and do weekly episodes. I really could. I could pick a wall and do weekly episodes.
Probably, yeah.
I probably could. That could be a Patreon exclusive series. JD's walls and all of them.
I could do my collection in 1 episode.
I mean, you can see them back here, but you're only seeing part of them because they still go below the camera, and there's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah. So JD, I mean, yeah, JD, I read a lot of comic books, but really the expert, if you want to talk comic books, is going to be Spencer. He's way more of a comic book expert than I am, despite the fact that I've been reading comics since the early 80s.
What we need to do is one of the buddies or one of the guys that I know from like ATG and Bro Axiom is Chris Ryans. What we need to do is we need to get Chris and we need to get Spencer on and have them do some rundowns on some comics and stuff that we need.
Well, we were supposed to at one time have the guys from Star Wars Splash Page on with us, but because my mind works the way it does, I never followed up with.
We don't have just squirrels on the show. We have squirrels in real life too. Just so you know.
Squirrel mode is not just a Rebel Rock Radio thing.
It's not. Yeah, it's not just for Rebel Rock Radio.
It's
Steve and JD's normal life.
Yeah, it's mine. Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
There's this thing called ADHD. Yeah.
Steve, Smirking Bear says you need to catch up with me.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
I already introduced him to the Black Series from Hasbro, and I introduced him to Sideshow Collectibles and showed him some of the stuff on there. And I'm really trying to avoid death by Steve's wife because of the stuff that I keep showing him.
So I think I'm pretty sure that I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. We were talking about collectibles and Star Wars stuff, and I was like, because there is so much out there, I've just kind of resigned myself to the idea that unless I really, really want a particular item, I'm not just going to collect stuff just to collect it, even though it is Star Wars. I like Star Wars, but I've got a bunch of just random shit, and it's like, oh, I bought this because I found it. And it's like, do I really need that? No, not really.
I did that for a while. Now, here's my real life squirrel moments when it comes to collecting. Here's my real life squirrel moments. I had followed several websites that did auctions on Star Wars stuff. I did, and they also did. I also followed websites, Star Wars podcasts and various things that also do charity every so often. And when it comes to charity, there's really no price I won't pay for something if it goes to kids, if it goes to things like children's hospitals, Make-A-Wish Foundation. If I know they're a reputable charity, then if they say, hey, we've got this Star Wars thing for sale, we want you to do a silent bid or we want you to do a bid on it. Anybody who argues and says I don't need that thing that's Star Wars related because it's part of charity I will argue with them all day long. I don't really care. So I was doing that for a while, and like auction sites and people who had stores that had Star Wars stuff, they would sell things and I would go in and I would buy stuff. And everything at the time was cool, which is why you see everything that you see. And it got to the point where I was having things coming in and I was going, where the hell am I going to put this stuff? And as you can tell behind me, and if I showed you my bookshelf, you can see that there are things stacked on top of things attached on top of things. Now, to an average normie, as we call them, an average normal cinema goer, they look at the collection and they go, holy shit. When a Star Wars fan comes to my house, and they see it, well, because a normie will look at it and go, you're freaking obsessed and you probably need therapy. I look at him and I go, but this is my therapy. This is literally my therapy right here. This is it. Yeah. And when my girlfriend and I got together, I know I've told this story before, but when me and my girlfriend got together, I said, well, you got two choices. It's either this or it's cocaine. Which would you prefer? Take your pick. I could be a druggie or an alcoholic, or I can be a druggie and an alcoholic, or I can collect Star Wars toys. She just laughed because it was a joke. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to choose cocaine over Star Wars. I mean, come on, people. I'm kidding. But nevertheless. So, but yeah, way to justify my obsession. Absolutely, you have to. So it transitioned into I was starting to get so much stuff, I was running out of room and places to put things. And it really hit me hard when, what you can't see, but right over here, my entire book collection, when a friend of mine, actually it was a friend of mine, it was my mom's companion that she was dating at the time. He called me up one day and he says, I have all these Star Wars books. Would you like them? And I went, that's a freaking dumb question. Do I want Star Wars books? I mean, well, that's not even the question. Well, when he said Star Wars books, I assumed maybe he had like a bundle of them, a bundle of Star Wars books. And then he showed up with 8 crates of books. Well, those 8 crates of books took up so much space on my shelves that I very, very, very quickly ran out of room, and I had to get very selective about what I could. I had to get very selective about what I could buy. Star Wars drunk was a choice I see. Yes, Star Wars drunk. Yes, that was definitely the choice I had. And Tina says cocaine is a hell of a drug. That's why I don't mess with it. I was being facetious. I was just kidding. It was a joke I told to my girlfriend because I was trying to be charming. I was trying to be funny and impressive. When she came in and saw my collections and saw that I was a huge nerd, I had to say something witty and funny, and that's what I came up with. It's either a Star Wars collection or alcoholism or cocaine. And she laughed and thought it was funny, and she's like, okay, I'll take that. I'll take the Star Wars collection. And here we are, several years later.
And at first she thought you were kidding. No.
Yeah, she thought I was kidding until she kept seeing all the stuff that kept coming in. But she actually encourages it.
Oh, really?
She actually, well, it was funny because when her and I got together, I had never watched any of the Twilight movies. And I think I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again real quick.
Sounds familiar.
I'd never watched any of the Twilight movies. She had never watched any of the Star Wars movies. So when we got together, the agreement was that she would watch a Star Wars movie for every Twilight movie that I would watch, which was fine. So we did that. And she didn't know, I didn't know that she knew who some of the people were in the movies. But as we kept watching Star Wars movies and we kept going to conventions, she kept learning more and more and more and more and more about the people. And she was actually listening and paying attention to the things I said. And when a autographed David Prowse Darth Vader Black Series Orange Edition came out, which is one of the very first 3 3/4 inch Darth Vaders that came out for the Black Series, came out with his autograph on it that was authenticated and certified, came up for sale at an auction. She encouraged me to buy it. And I'm like, how do you even know who that is? She goes, well, I heard you talk about David Prowse being the guy that played Darth Vader in the beginning, or in the original movies. And I'm like, she's actually listening to me, which is pretty cool. I have successfully converted her. You will love Star Wars. My Jedi mind tricks worked. So, yeah. So that's up on the shelf. That's actually up over there.
He says, when I started dating my husband and he was in his 30s, he played video games. I didn't care. Play all you want.
Amen.
Yes. He still plays. The elderly gamers in the future.
Hell yeah. I'll be sitting in a wheelchair at the nursing home playing video games. I know I will.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I better have my Star Wars collection with me. I told my girl, I did tell my daughter, however, who's going to inherit all this, I did tell her, I said, you can do with it what you want. Just make sure I'm dead and ensure that I'm dead before you start selling it off piece by piece.
No doubt.
Yeah.
What I did have a question. Damn it, squirrel.
Smirking Bear says,
speaking of video games, have you been playing any more Outlaws?
I had every intention to play this weekend, but as I said, Mother Nature had other plans, so I did not get a chance to play this weekend. I really want to. I'm really excited, but honestly, this week and this weekend is probably going to be a bust. I probably won't be able to play much this weekend either, just because we have the barbecue Saturday night, and then Sunday will probably be cleanup. So, yeah. So, Steve will have the unfortunate pleasure of meeting a bunch of my work buddies.
Is it going to be that bad?
No, not really. Not really. All I have to say is that to do my job, you have to be slightly narcotic. You have to be slightly psychotic to do my job. And those guys, you can definitely tell that they're a little off, but they're fun, so it'll be all good.
And I'm not off.
Well, I mean, we do chase squirrels. I like Smirking Bear. Be that 90-year-old person beating 15-year-old Mario Kart. Hell
yeah.
Hell yeah. Except for me, it's going to be like Assassin's Creed or some Star Wars Battlefront game that's the servers are shut down, but they're still one active.
Really. I finished the story mode of Outlaws. That is, finished the main story. And I started another run because, like I think I had mentioned this, that I was playing as essentially I was playing siding with the Crimson Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to start a new run where I sided with the Hutts. I don't remember how far I got into that run because I not necessarily abandoned, but I quit playing. I took a break from Outlaws and started playing Fallout again. So yeah, that's the thing I just keep going back to. I keep playing Fallout. So he says, Her husband works around construction. I hear some shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Then you understand.
Should have swallowed you. Oh man. Yeah. Interesting thing about Nyx, Tina. She's mentioning Nyx in there. Thing about Nyx is that you can't play that game without him. Like, it is impossible.
Mhm.
And if it were possible, the game would be impossible.
Yeah, because there's like places that he has to go
Yeah.
that you can't get to, and you have to use that character.
Yeah. You have to.
Mhm.
Now, spoiler alert, everybody, spoiler alert.
Spoiler
There
alert.
is wait a minute. How far have you gotten?
Go ahead. You're fine. You're fine.
There is a certain section in the story where he gets stolen, and you have to go rescue him.
Mm.
I won't say who steals him because I don't want to spoil that much too
Mhm.
much. Rolando, how's it going, man?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I won't spoil it by saying who or what stole him and who you have to rescue him from. But yeah, it's a pretty crazy section of the story arc. It's kind of rough. It's kind of rough. But yeah, it's a great game. I liked it. Not just because it was Star Wars, but I think being that it was Star Wars had a lot to do with it. But it also is outside of the MMORPG Star Wars: The Old Republic. I think Spencer, you might need to correct me, or somebody else in the chat might need to correct me, but isn't this the first Star Wars game that focuses on a scoundrel?
From what I understand, from what I've heard of it, no, wait a minute.
Well, there was the Jango Fett game.
Yeah.
But this is, I think this is the
but
first
this is,
game where you
but this
play
is
and
one
like-
that, but this is one is it's an actual like an open world. Well, they claim this is the first open world.
It's open world in the way that Assassin's Creed is open world.
Yeah. Well, Assassin's
Really?
Creed is like true open world because you have cities that you can explore and you can go anywhere you want. Where this one, I think,
Oh, you can
I don't
still
know.
do
So,
that.
so far in this one, you can do that, but there's not as much activity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It seems more. They say it's open world, but it's like they made the open world aspect just so they could say, "Oh yeah, it's open world."
Yeah, it's not open the world in the same way that like Fallout 4 or Fallout 76 is open world.
Yeah, because like for instance, my favorite Assassin's Creed is Black Flag. You know, the pirate one, where you could actually explore. You could go all over the map. You could go anywhere. And once you completed the game,
Did Spencer leave and not tell us?
I don't think so.
Last thing he said was Coke Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Bear. I can't think of another Star Wars game that centers on the video game now. Video game, because there is a board game that you might be able to see it behind me, but this is all one game. One's just an expansion. So this game, Outer Rim, is all about that world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a board game, and it's really fun. So there's this, but it's just an expansion. It's the same game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, video game wise, I think that's the first one. where you play
and
as a scoundrel.
most people's criticism, at least what I've heard, most people's criticism is the fact they didn't like the fact that it didn't have to do with the Jedi or the Sith. Everybody liked to play with a lightsaber and all that kind of stuff. But I'm like, but why wouldn't you want to play a scoundrel? I mean, because not everybody can be a Jedi or a Sith.
But you've got so many other games out there that you can play as a Jedi or a Sith.
Well, if I'm to be honest, a lot of these people are just crybabies. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are just.
Yeah, we're being honest.
A lot of them are just being crybabies to be crybabies. I mean, really, let's be honest with you.
Crybaby pee panties.
Yeah.
So speaking of scoundrels, let's talk a minute about what's going on with Rebel Rock Radio in the future. So starting next week, wait a minute.
Is this a discussion you and I've had?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So starting next week, we begin our, I'm not going to call it a deep dive. Let's just call it a retrospective, a season by season retrospective of Star Wars Rebels. We are doing that because October is the 10th anniversary of when Star Wars Rebels was first released. And so next week we're doing season 1, and then the week after that, season 2 and 3, and so on.
And so on and so on.
And so on and so on.
And so on.
After that, we kind of touched on this. And the Star Wars Outlaws thing is kind of what gave me the idea. So we just did our Spirit of Star Wars. This could actually probably be still considered part of that series. But we talked about the Force. We talked about the Jedi. We talked about the Sith. I think we're going to do a series on Scum and Villainy. Now, what that's going to look like, I have no idea.
To be decided.
Yeah, to be decided. We haven't talked about that yet. But, we've got a month to figure all that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, next week is Rebels Season 1. And then leading up to Rebel Season 4 on October 22nd, I want to make sure everybody understands and is well aware that we will not have a show on October 29th. You will be in Salem.
I will be in Boston, Salem, Massachusetts.
Yes. So we will pick what's really fun. Oh, this is classic. The next episode after that is going to be November 5th, which if you stay up on the news and whatnot, that is where when if you're talking about scum and villainy, the real scum and villainy in the world, that is Election Day.
Oh God.
That's where you really get the scum and villainy, man. I'll tell you.
I really would be. I even hate discussing it because it's such a freaking polar topic. But I would say I'm glad that will be over by then. But will it? Is it ever really over? I don't think it is.
I don't know.
Not in the digital age of social media. It's like, like it's kind of like we enjoy no matter how much Star Wars comes out, no matter how much Star Wars is, how far Star Wars is behind us or what's coming out or what's new. We always enjoy talking about Star Wars, but politics is one of those things that I wish would just freaking die.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Anyway,
hot take.
So yeah, it just so happens that It's on November 5th, but that is probably when we will start our Scum and Villainy series.
Furthering our Essence of Star Wars discussion.
Our Essence of Star Wars. Scum and Villainy. Just thinking off the top of my head, I can think that is probably going to take more episodes to talk about than either the Jedi or the Sith.
Oh God,
there is a lot.
Yeah, because well, and that's because you yourself could talk about Boba Fett all for one episode. Yeah, come on, admit it.
Yeah, I probably could. I probably could. but there is more to Scum and Villainy than just Boba Fett.
That's true.
There's a lot more. I mean, but yeah, we'll have further details about what exactly we'll be talking about sooner as it sooner gets. What kind of high ground is there when you talk politics? That's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it?
Depending on your side of the aisle, you may not have the high ground, but other people would disagree with you.
Yeah, I don't think there is a high ground.
That's definitely one of those polarized topics that if you discuss it and you have a difference of opinion, people will definitely start calling you all kinds of weird names.
Yeah.
Which we don't even need to get into.
Yeah, we won't get there.
We
won't go there. Agreed, Bear. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Anybody in the chat have any Star Wars related questions that you'd like to ask us? Anything Star Wars related? Kind of finish things up for the evening.
What do you? I have a question for the chat. If you guys want to put it in there, what have you guys enjoyed the Essence of Star Wars series, and would you like to see more? Because I know the Jedi and the Sith are kind of the core values of it, but there are other things, including the Scum and Villainy part of it. There is the Empire. There's the Rebellion. There's a bunch of different topics we could talk about and different things we could discuss. And so if you folks enjoy those series and you really like us to talk about those a little bit more in depth from our perspective and from what we know about it in our commentary, we'd really like to hear from you folks and see if you guys really enjoy those discussions.
Yeah.
And then we have ones like this where we just kind of generalize, talk about Star Wars news, topics, different things, just a shenanigans thing that could go pretty much anywhere.
You don't have to lie. The only reason we did a shenanigans episode is because we couldn't think of a topic.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Republic history. I mean, but about what? Because that covers so much.
That's politics.
Have you guys read up on Lucasfilm?
Yes.
I heard something about
yes.
that.
And I from what I've read, this may be an opinion piece that I've read, but my understanding of it is it won't go anywhere. And simply because Lucasfilm had permission to use Peter Cushing's likeness for Star Wars projects. So it probably won't go anywhere, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because they had permission to use his likeness and to continue to use his character in the movies. And I think they're trying to get Disney on a technicality, and I don't from the piece that I read, it wasn't going to work simply because they already had written permission and they were legally allowed to do so.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe. You never know. The way the court systems are, it might work out, but I don't know. I mean, if Disney is in the wrong, I wish that they would pay whoever, so that way they have that way they get the credit and they get the money that's owed to them, because these, after the writers and actors strike that went on, I mean, these people
Yeah.
deserve the money that they get. They deserve to be paid and compensated properly. So I hope if there is some type of violation that they do pay up and they do compensate fairly. But like I said, the way I read it, it was that they already had written permission to do so. So it's not going to turn into much.
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah, really good question. Let's see, Smirking Bear says, like the old Republic, High Republic, and New Republic, just give an idea of formation and such. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad.
So,
I even suggested that we ought to do an episode of Rebellion versus the Empire, which is pretty much the core Civil War proper, the core Civil War stuff that happened during the original movies. And
yeah, that's very general too. So
yeah, that's a very general topic, very, very general idea. And we could touch upon like subjects or pieces of it that are more specific, that I don't know, stuff that we know from our perspective or stuff that we could commentate on. But the formation of the different republics, that would actually be kind of cool, because then it would give you a political idea of where people stood during each of those times. Especially like when we talked about like the Jedi and the Sith War and the schisms and the High Republic and their issues that they were having during with the Nihil and things like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, wouldn't be a terrible thing.
Interesting that on the subject of politics, in Star Wars, not real politics.
Not real politics. Thank God.
A couple of years ago, leading up to the premiere of Andor, we were doing a series about Rogue One. Various topics per episode about Rogue One. The reason I'm bringing it up is one of the episodes was the politics of Rogue One, and we talked about the politics that were going on in Rogue One. So specifically, like, oh man, let me pull up the notes for that one, because I think we actually had a guest on that show. Yeah, we had an author on the show with us, a guy by the name of Stephen Kent. He wrote a book called How the Force Can Fix the World. But yeah, we ended up talking about, we talked about the book some, but we also talked basically about the politics of Rogue One, such as the Empire and how that political machinery was, basically, that was an interesting episode. But yeah, we don't, outside of Star Wars, we don't talk politics on this show.
We even try to avoid like social media politics.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like with the plague.
But like a history of the Republic. That's an interesting idea. We'd really have to talk over like logistics of that. Like, how would that physically look?
Mm-hmm.
But that is a good idea. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of talking about real politics. Screw that. But when you get into talking about scum and villainy, you've got, like we were saying about scum and villainy, you've got so many different things. You've got bounty hunters, you've got smugglers, you've got criminal organizations, and you got several. We could do one episode just about criminal organizations within Star Wars. We could do an episode just about bounty hunters.
How crazy do you people want to get?
How what?
How crazy do you people want to get?
I mean, we could scum and villainy. We could get very specific.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, we could do an episode just about starships of the scoundrels.
We could do a whole episode about ships, period.
We have, actually. We could do another one, though.
You and I have never done one.
You and I have never done one.
We could do one with ships and droids, because ships and droids kind of go together.
I think those would have to be 2 separate episodes.
Uh-oh. Well, there you go. There's 2 episodes right there.
Because we could do 1 episode just on Chopper. No. Yeah, Bear, you don't even know. That could be more than 1 episode.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot going on with the history of the Mandalorians. Like, I don't think we could do that in 1 episode. That is why I'm saying the scum and villainy thing could take a scum and villainy series could take months. It really could.
Yeah, criminal cartels, bounty hunters, the ships of the guys,
Mandalorians.
Which really Mandalorians wouldn't be scum and villainy. That would just be a group all on their own.
We could do a series about the Mandalorians as by itself.
Well, yeah.
There you go, Bear. Chopper's kill count could be 1 episode.
It could be 1 episode. Yeah.
Cool.
The terror droid of Star Wars.
Yeah, I think that's it. Does anybody have any other questions?
Speak now or forever hold your peace. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Speak anytime.
hold your pee.
Speak anytime you want. For those of you, if you aren't already in it, don't forget we have a Discord that you can get into. We can engage on a daily basis and talk and share opinions on non-Star Wars stuff, pets, movies, TV shows, all kinds of good stuff. If you are inclined, join our Discord.
Yeah, Discord.
And we are in there.
I'm sure that you can get there through that link. Let me double check.
Mm-hmm.
God dang it. Hit the wrong one. Rebel Rock Radio. Here we go. Let me pull up here. bio.link/Rebel Rock Radio. Yes, there is a link to Discord on there. So feel free to join that. But also feel free to join our Patreon, because our patrons are cool. We've got some cool patrons.
We do have some good Patreons.
And they help us pay for our StreamYard. And yeah. Good stuff. Okay, I don't think anybody has any other questions, so I think we are good for the night.
Mm-hmm.
So come back next week because we will be talking about Rebels Season 1. Should be fun. And I am finished.
And you really want to tune in because I have a really good show and tell for our beginning of our series on Rebels. And hopefully we'll have some updates on the Ghost before it gets here.
That would be cool.
I would love to get a shipping notification anytime. That would be fantastic.
I might have something coming for show and tell next week. I can't guarantee that it will be here by Tuesday, but I'm hoping it will be. Yeah. Thanks, Bear. Thanks for coming in. Thanks, everybody in the chat for hanging out.
Thanks, everybody, for the chat. Thanks for being here. Thanks for engaging with us. We always enjoy you guys with your questions and your comments and your thingies. And
Thingies.
Your thingies. Thingy.
Thingies.
Thingy.
Come back next week and we might talk about our thingies.
We'll have more thingies to talk about. We'll have different
We
thingies to talk about. We'll have a variety of thingies to talk about.
We always have things to talk about. Yep. Yep. So we'll see you next week. We're talking about Rebels. Thanks for joining us. And if you are watching on YouTube, make sure if you're not already a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you are a subscriber, or even if you're not, go ahead and hit that like button and comment if you are so inclined, please. And if you are listening to us on Apple Podcast, which chances are you aren't, please leave a review. And I don't think you can leave a review on Spotify. I don't know. Not that many people listen to us on Spotify anyway. But anyway, see you next week. Have a good time. And have a great weekend.
And may the force be with you.
Like a man.